Hi, my name's Sarah O'Brien, and welcome to another Right Way Wednesday. Just recently, I went to White Oak Manor in Lancaster, South Carolina to present them with the Compliance Excellence Award for 2017. While I was there, I posed some questions about the home survey and how they kind of perform the home survey, what they recommend for who goes and what to look at, things like that. So I thought I'd share the information with you because it really is straight from the field, people who are actually doing these home surveys right now. So let's get started. The first question that I posed was, why do you think that the home survey is so important to perform? And the answer I got was, it's difficult to simulate how a patient's home is set up and how they're going to perform when they go home unless you know the setup of the home. When in rehab, they're in a safe environment. They have grab bars in the right spots, railings on the bed. There's no clutter. The doorways are wider and the bathrooms are typically a little bit more spacious than at the patient's home. So really it's a little bit unrealistic compared to how the home is when they get there. So who should we be taking on the home survey and when should it occur? Typically, they say that home surveys should be completed within the first few weeks, first couple weeks even, that the patient is in the facility. Especially if the discharge plan is for that patient to go home. It can even be if the patient is expected to go home with a family. Doesn't necessarily need to be their home. The patient should be present along with the caregiver. So that could be the family member, but it could also be a paid caregiver that's going to be taking care of them. The clinician obviously should go as well. So how do you recommend approaching the family to let them know that a home survey needs to be done? So during the first initial care plan meeting is usually when they set up a home survey. They've also found that explaining the purpose of the survey is really all the patient's family needs to be okay with it. Typically, the family is concerned that their house is messy, but they just reassure them that they're not there to judge the housekeeping skills, but the setup and make recommendations based on the setup of that home so that the patient can safely transition back to their home. So who should perform the home survey? So PT or OT can perform the home survey. Both disciplines can bring back information that could be shared by either discipline. And really our home survey is set up that way. It's pretty inclusive of both plans of care that they would be looking for. They also have assistants go as well. When the assistants go, they can measure and gather information and then go back to the supervising therapist to have the supervising therapist make the recommendations based on the findings. So what do you do during a home survey? It can be overwhelming just walking into a patient's house, figuring out what needs to be looked at, what's most important. And the people at White Oak Lancaster, they gave us some ideas and tips to walk us through. So take the patient through all the rooms that they will use when they return home. So that would be the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, and the living area that patient will likely be spending most of their time in. The patient should be walked or wheeled into each room and observed on how they will perform functional activities in each room. So in the bedroom, that would be getting on and off the bed, getting clothes in and out of the closet or the dresser. Is the bed too high? Is it too low? Does a patient need grab bars or even railings attached to their bed? In the bathroom, that's getting on and off the toilet, in and out of the shower or the tub, and then also in and out of the bathroom itself, because sometimes the doorways there can be a little bit smaller than the rest of the house. In the kitchen, how is it set up? Where are the majority of the items that the patient needs? Do the cabinets need to be reorganized so that they can reach those items? Sometimes it's even bringing the items down onto the countertops. How do the appliances open? Which way do they open? Can the patient access the appliances that they need? So if they're going to be using, getting in and out of the refrigerator, can they open and close that? Can they actually access the stuff that's in the refrigerator? The dishwasher, sometimes that's a harder pull. So that would be good to see if they can access if they need to. Microwaves, there are times that microwaves are installed over a stove, and that can be a little too high for a patient. So perhaps recommending bringing it down to the countertop. Looking at hallways, can the patient go down the hallway with their walker, their wheelchair safely? Can they actually access it? Can the patient get in and out of the home? Checking for easy access, railings, stairs, ramps, things like that. They typically don't take measurements of everything, except if they're going to be recommending some kind of equipment so that they know that it's going to fit. So the majority of the time is spent on functional activities of the patient and not just taking measurements. They will, however, measure the height of the bed. That way they can put the patient's bed at the skilled nursing facility at the height of the bed at home. That way they can practice transfers. How do you document within the chart for the home survey? This is a good question. We're not expecting you to just reiterate every single thing that you did in the home survey. However, you do want to document a general idea of what you did within the home, the findings, discussion with family, patients, other discipline, and recommendations for equipment. If an assistant performed the home survey, you want to be sure that we're documenting the care coordination between them and the supervising therapist. And do you have any other tips or ideas about the home survey? I thought that their answer was really great. If a patient is unable to attend the initial survey that's set because they have transportation issues or they can't access the home because they're still in a wheelchair primarily and they only have steps, try to set up another home survey that might be closer to the discharge date. A home survey done is better than none if you can do that. If the patient lives too far away, or if you really can't get to it, ask the family members to bring in a floor plan if possible of the house. It can be drawn or it can be an actual floor plan. They remembered one patient that lived in an apartment and his brother actually came up with a floor plan and measurements so they could see how things were set up in the home. You can also request family members bring in photos of the home, different areas that you want to be able to see that patient functionally, maneuver within. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. The Q&A, if you have any questions, please reach out to us at the Documentation Success Facebook page or by email at qac@healthpro-heritage.com. And I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks so much. Bye.